Happy 2026 everyone, and welcome back to OATS Uncut. For those of you joining us for the first time, OATS stands for Orator Academy Talks Uncut, and Uncut means exactly what it sounds like: real people, real challenges, real stories, real successes, and most importantly, real talk. I want to start today with a simple question, and I really want you to think about it. Have you ever noticed that the moment your mind gives up, your body follows? Think about your legs. They may still have strength. Your lungs may still have air. Your heart may be beating strong, but the second your mind whispers, "I can't," it's over. That's because physical strength has limits, but mental strength is expandable. It grows, it adapts, it pushes past what you thought was possible. And that's exactly why this topic, mind over matter, felt like the perfect way to launch the first episode of the year. Because if you want to change your body, your health, your career, your life, you have to start here, in your mind. Now, why this topic and why now, you wonder? Every January we hear the same messages everywhere. New year, new you, set your goals, this is your year. And don't get me wrong, I love a fresh start, I love intention, but here's what nobody talks about. Goals don't fail because of lack of ambition, they fail because of lack of mental endurance. You can have the perfect plan, the best coach, the most supportive environment, but if your mind isn't in it, if your self-talk is sabotaging you, your doubt is louder than your determination, none of it matters. So before we talk about what you are going to do this year, let's talk about who you're going to be in your own head, because that's where everything begins, in your own head. So here's a personal story. Last year, I had a meniscus surgery. Now, if you're not familiar with that, it's a minor knee surgery, nonetheless, knee surgery. Not life-threatening, but significant. It affects mobility. It requires rehab, physical therapy. It comes with pain limitation and a long recovery timeline. But here's the interesting part. Most people who saw me a couple of weeks after the surgery had no idea I even had surgery. In fact, some people still don't believe me when I tell them because I looked strong, I looked normal, and I was moving and functioning fine, showing up to life like nothing had happened. And no, my body hadn't magically healed overnight, and I didn't skip the recovery process or ignore medical advice. What I did do was I made a conscious decision. I refused to let my mind label me as injured. I refused to let it whisper weak. I refused to let fear of re-injury control my every move. Now, don't get me wrong, I followed my doctor's orders. I did the physical therapy. I respected the healing process. But I also understood something critical. Recovery doesn't begin in the knee. It begins in the mind. Your body will heal at its own pace, but your mindset, that's something you control from day one. And the moment I decided I was healing, not broken, everything shifted. Now, the topic for this episode wasn't actually my first idea. It was suggested by someone who works with bodies for a living, my personal trainer, Islam. After my surgery, I started working with Islam to rebuild the strength in my legs. And one day, mid-workout, he said something that stopped me in my tracks. And he said, we say we are working on our muscles in the gym, but really we are working on our brain muscles. We are recalibrating the brain to believe I'm strong, I can push myself more. And I just stood there, breathing heavy, holding the dumbbells, and I felt it. He was right. Your muscles don't quit first, your mind tells them to. So Islam constantly reminds me, your body can do more than you think if your mind allows it. So now, when he asks, shall we increase the weights for the next round? I smile and I say, sure, I can give it a shot. Because I've realized this isn't just true in the gym, it's true in life. Mind is our greatest ally and could be our greatest obstacle too. So here's the thing about our mind. It is powerful, unbelievably powerful and controlling. And it's not always kind. It magnifies fear, it replays your worst moments, it reminds you of every time you failed before, and it tells you lies disguised as logic. You're not ready, you'll never be good enough, why even try? That's what your own mind tells you. But here's the beautiful paradox. That same mind, the one that can paralyze you, can also propel you. It's the mind that pushes athletes past exhaustion. It's the mind that helps patients heal against all odds. It's the mind that gives you courage when everything feels uncertain. The difference isn't circumstance, the difference is mental leadership. Are you letting fear drive you, or are you choosing belief? Because you get to choose every single day, mind over matter. This is something we see again and again in health journeys. When someone is facing illness, injury, or recovery, the body may be challenged, but the mind sets the tone. The mind decides, will I show up for therapy today, even when I don't feel like it? Will I stay hopeful, even when the progress seems slow? Will I see myself as a victim or a fighter? And the body listens. Now let me be clear, mental strength doesn't guarantee outcomes. It doesn't erase pain. It doesn't replace medicine or therapy, but it changes the experience. It shifts you from helplessness to empowerment, from fear to resilience, from this is happening to me to I'm moving through this. And that shift, that changes everything. So how do you build mental strength? You start with language, because your mind believes what you repeatedly tell it. So let's rewrite the script. Instead of I am broken, say I am healing. Instead of I can't do this, say let me see how far I can go. Instead of this is too hard, say this is hard and I'm doing it anyways. Your self-talk isn't just positive thinking, it's mental training. Every thought is a rep. Every affirmation is building a stronger mind. So speak to yourself with intention. As we step into this new year, challenges will come in your body, in your career, in your relationships, in your health. And you may not be able to control what happens to you, but you can always control your mindset, your self-talk, your willingness to rise again. So whether you're lifting weights in the gym, rebuilding strength after surgery, facing a health crisis, or simply trying to take the next step forward in life, remember this: your body follows where your mind leads. That's mind over matter. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for showing up for me and for yourself. This is OATS Uncut, real talk, real strength, real you. I'll see you next time. Till then, stay well, stay safe. Remember to love and to laugh and have a blast. We shall meet again.